Madge has been very much like the Tin Man in Wizard of Oz, if I only had a heart. Like, come on, Madge. And like, Madge, you can't afford right now to lose more PR. Like, throw your team, throw yourself a bone when it comes to your image of not being a hard ass.
It's a huge misread. I think that Reynolds was very, very clearly salty about it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Him and his and Gordy's new best friend, Adam Reynolds.
Yeah. Suddenly Gordy's on Renault's side. Crazy.
Yeah.
No agendas.
United by conspiracy. I mean, he was clearly pissed off. Obviously, and then to backflip, I think is embarrassing. Where does Teddy sit in all-time fullback conversation? Billy Slater's been the consensus all-time best fullback in every fan poll you'll ever see.
Phil Gould is the Michael Maguire of football GM. So if it's okay that Michael Maguire's done it once with Rabbitohs and then, this year the Broncos haven't gone well, Phil Gould has the exact same track record with he got the Panthers set up for incredible success, but then tinkered just too much. Sacked a coach, I think Paul Kent said when they were 4th place. His propensity is to tinker to the point where it just undoes all the hard work he did to set them up for success. Well, welcome back to another episode of Rugby League Forever's podcast, brought to you by Bet365 Injury Protection. If your player goes down injured before halftime, the odds of your multi and same-game multi are recalculated, keeping your bet alive. Well, after a pretty boring weekend of footy, there's some huge storylines that have come out. We're going to break down all of them, including the 007 signing of Joey Manu. We're going to assess and do an evaluation of Phil Gould versus Michael Maguire. You'll be interested to see the link we make there. There's plenty to talk about, including the mighty New Zealand Warriors, the Roosters choke to the Tigers. Who's going to win this comp? We're going to break it all down in this week's episode. Thanks for the stutter myself. Al, great to be with you, mate.
Great to be back again. We do have a lot to talk about. I'm particularly excited. I don't feel like there was very much good football on the weekend. Like I wasn't just like, falling off the edge of my seat. But there were a few things that happened. In particular, the Tigers' upset win over the Roosters.
Happy about that.
I'm happy about that too. But a few things have sort of swung the Premiership odds in a certain direction, and I want to get into that. Mm-hmm. But before we do, let's start with the one that I'm most curious about.
Yeah, okay.
You said to me that Gus is the Madge of football GMs.
Yes.
I want to understand the take. I think I understand the framing, but I want to hear it from the horse's mouth.
Okay, so this take was kickstarted by Paul Kent. I saw him have a take on Phil Gould, and I thought, geez, that is a very astute description of Phil Gould. So here's the knock on Michael Maguire, that he burns out teams. He takes them all the way, and then the next season he burns them out, which, by the way, has actually only happened once with the Rabbitohs. So it was enough, though, that everyone's hopped on the wagon of Michael Maguire burns out teams after winning a comp, and he's not a coach that rebuilds, and so you should sack him after a couple of years. Phil Gould is the Michael Maguire of football GM. So if it's okay that Michael Maguire's done it once with Rabbitohs and then, this year the Broncos haven't gone well, Phil Gould has the exact same track record with he got the Panthers set up for incredible success, but then tinkered just too much. Sacked a coach, I think Paul Kent said when they were 4th place. His propensity is to tinker to the point where it just undoes all the hard work he did to set them up for success. That happened at the Panthers. He was moved on. My argument is it's also happening at the Bulldogs. And so if Madge is copying it ad nauseum for being a coach who can lead a team to a premiership, so this isn't a critique, this is a compliment. He's an excellent coach for certain conditions. Why isn't the same amount of attention going on to Phil Gould? He has the same amount of track record or evidence as Michael Maguire does.
Do you feel like I understand the tinkering point. Yeah. They both have that. Do you feel like
it's less the tinkering point and it's more like they expire. Okay. They have an expiry date in what they do. They're excellent and then they expire.
So you don't feel like it's because with Madge, it's very much the players sort of tire of the intensity. That's when the leaks start, and then they sort of start to blame everyone outside the building. What is it about Phil Gould that you feel like there's that parallel?
It's not the parallel of he. Okay, yeah, great. Okay, so here's what I'm trying to say. So it happened once with Michael Maguire with Souths.
Yes.
That's what everyone's using as what's happening at the Broncos now, which we still can't fully verify. But it was enough for everyone to go, oh, he's burnt out the crew, okay? So the parallel is Phil Gould doesn't burn out. He over involves himself.
Right.
So he over involved
understand.
himself at the Panthers. Suddenly, coaches look tired somehow, and then this guy's just not working. We're going to move him on, and then he tinkers with the roster, and that happened at the Panthers. He was moved on. I believe Ivan Cleary wasn't going to go back unless Gus was moved on, and then at the Bulldogs, what we're seeing is something similar. We're seeing a team in 4th spot that most likely won't make the 8 because of what they did to the roster.
Yes. Do you think that it's...
Wait, my follow-up point is, and the reason why
that
Phil Gould doesn't cop the same rap is because he's very powerful.
Okay. Right.
And he's got a lot of media connections.
It's a power thing.
I think many more people are afraid of Phil Gould than they are Michael Maguire.
I would agree. I would definitely agree with that take.
Gould doesn't just have the platform; he has the influence over rosters.
Yes.
And Phil Gould's an amazing mind in the game. I'm just saying, if we're going to hammer Michael Maguire, why isn't the same level of scrutiny from all platforms going towards Phil Gould?
Do you think it's because he seems to garner... And I hadn't considered this point until you brought it up. Like, this is the first time that I'm thinking about it. But could it be anything to do with the fact that Madge seems to, optically, we don't know, because he's tiring out the players, he seems to lose the respect of the team, whereas Gus, no matter how things are going, even if he's tinkering, when he walks into a room, the players still have that underlying deep respect for him. It seems.
Yeah, no, but I'm sorry, and let me be clear. They're not the same at all, except for the over expiry date. It's not the same way of doing things.
I understand.
I
guess.
But and the thing is, he has the power to move those players on. So I bet you Reid Marnie and Toby Sexton.
Of course, they respect.
Right?
Yeah, okay.
So the players can respect the players that are there will respect him because what else are they going to do? It's like Marcelo Montoya retiring, and then it was meant to retire at the end of the year, but suddenly retired immediately, and then straight into a coaching job. It's just like there's tinkering going on there,
Okay.
So Marcelo's season wasn't over. Why did he have to stop then?
Yeah.
And we don't know. I'm just saying you can see how that. Well, hey, retire now. You get this job. I'm not saying. I don't know for sure. I'm just.
No, it's a good assumption.
Same with Josh Jackson. Suddenly he's retired before he's got one more season to go on his contract. Now they could all be legitimate. I'm not trying to create. I'm just trying to create a conspiracy. What I am saying is it's pretty clear that Gus does tinker with the roster, and that's a pattern, and that he does have an expiry date as a football GM. And my question is not has he reached it? It's like why isn't anyone else asking that question when they're asking so many questions about Madge?
Well, if we're talking about expiration dates, when should Madge's last season be?
Okay, so I'm a huge Madge defender. As you know.
You are.
As you know. So I still don't believe he's lost the dressing room. That's how much of a Madge apologist I am.
Okay.
Yeah. However, I would think my argument is if it's 10 rounds in and they're outside the 8, it's not a guaranteed contract extension. I don't say you have to fire him because the Broncos went on an epic run in 25 to make the finals, but it makes his job not secure.
Okay. Do you think he gets shit canned next year? Is that what you're saying?
No, I'm saying his job's at the moment. I'm saying his job's safe because he won the McComb.
Yes.
So, but that only gets him to next year. And so, if next year's performance, I reckon round 10, if they're still not looking good,
then see you later.
Well, not see you later. Scrutiny, like is it not safe? Because you can't just why get rid of a coach when you don't have a great candidate?
Well, I kind of if you're a Madge defender and you've already been able to, your assessment is that there's an expiration date on guys like this as a defender. What do just...
sorry, I don't agree there's an expiration date.
Oh, you saying...
I'm saying there's not enough evidence.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
I'm just saying the narrative is. I'm in the minority opinion. Everyone's kind of just decided now that Madge this is who he is.
Wow. I mean,
I'm not so beholden to Madge. Like, he's not my dad.
Yeah.
If the results don't go his way, then I just don't think... He was getting scrutinised before the season started. Karianis, Reid were calling for him to not be re-signed before the season had even started.
I mean, that's obviously unfair.
Yeah.
But we're at the end of... You've gone from from the Premiership to almost a wooden spoon.
So what I'm saying is I'm loyal, but my opinion can change when data
So you don't feel like that's enough
yourself.
data? You want more? You want
Absolutely.
You
Here's
want to
why.
potentially burn the first 10 rounds of next season as well?
Definitely, because
Okay.
the Broncos are too trigger happy in sacking coaches.
Mhm.
A, B. He is still a great coach. He won you a comp. This is just a bad year. There have
Mhm.
been some injuries too,
Mhm.
etc. C. Let's just see how they go next year, and then that will be enough data. I say 10 weeks is enough data to
Okay.
decide is
Okay.
has he reversed the trend, or is the narrative that's around him actually probably accurate?
Do you feel like losing Payne Haas was? I mean, there was some chatter about the fact that he's a prime example of their best player who
Mhm.
got jack of it all and wanted a change of scenery. Like,
Mate, okay. So everything Payne Haas has said is denying that. The only person I've heard really push that is Charlie White and his sources, the TO Whisperer. So,
okay,
I it could be true.
is he ever going to confirm it though? Really? Like, of course,
No,
he's gonna, like,
no, but I'm not going to just. It's still hearsay.
yes, yeah,
You know, I also like to. I mean, yeah, I'm gonna betray my own opinion right in about a couple of minutes.
I
And
know.
I'm going to say players. I believe players, and then followed up with how I don't believe Adam.
You just backed yourself into the worst corner. Oh man, that's good. That's good. I was waiting for the moment, and it arrived.
Yes. I refuse. My current position that's about to change in 2 minutes, folks, is that I believe players don't lie.
Oh, anyway, I want to segue into where players lie.
I think Adam Reynolds is lying.
Okay.
So, damn it, I've really
That's
caught on
great.
myself.
That's great.
At least I knew it was coming. So you might have seen the story where Adam Reynolds is retiring. He's not going to get that last home game for the Broncos because the medical staff and Madge Maguire have said, "Oh, you're not right for the game. We're not going to play you." But because there's nothing to play for, and they're already pissing around with the rules with the kickoff changes, a lot of fans, including myself, are quite upset that Adam won't get that song, even if it's just a 10-minute run on at the end, at the beginning, whatever it is. The reason that Adam gave on Monday was Madge said we don't want to sully your memory by hobbling off the field because you're injured. And so everyone was like, what the hell? Like, firstly, I have seen him hobble off the field a lot of times. Him doing it one more time isn't going to change my memory of him. So he even hobbled off in the grand final. So it's not going to change the memory I have of him. But secondly, no, it doesn't take away that he won 2 premierships for 2 clubs. He overcame 2 other grand final defeats where he copped a lot of criticism for that. He overcame his demons. He even slotted that goal to get them into the grand final when Welsh went off injured in the prelim against the Panthers. Was it Reece Walsh?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So Adam Reynolds has shown himself to be clutch and handle it. He redeemed the reputation or the criticism over his career, and he deserves a legend send off, a champion send off. And so I think Madge has been very much like the Tin Man in Wizard of Oz. If I only had a heart, like, come on, Madge. And like, Madge, you can't afford right now to lose more PR. Like, throw your team, throw yourself a bone when it comes to your image of not being a hard ass. He's let himself down massively there.
Yeah, it was. I don't want his lasting memory, or I don't want your lasting memory to be your hop. Statistically speaking, you're actually, given he has sullied so many great moments with walking off and being injured, statistically you have a better likelihood of producing a moment that is not that to end your career by giving him one more game. It's the most backwards way of doing it.
Mate, I've seen Reynolds hobble off so many times that, like, we already have that image. We don't. It's going to be okay if he hobbles off because we'll go, God, what a warrior. The fanfare. There will be no no one's going to say if Reynolds did hobble off the field after that game. No one's going to say, see, he's such a sook. He's so weak.
No.
He's a champion. He's a legend, and I think he should have been celebrated and honoured.
It's a huge misread. I think that Reynolds was very, very clearly salty about it.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Him and his and Gordy's new best friend Adam Reynolds.
Yeah. Suddenly Gordy's on Renault's side. Crazy.
Yeah.
No agendas.
United by conspiracy. But yeah, I was thinking like he was definitely. I mean, all the body language was there, the way that he was talking about it, even the fact that he even spoke on it at all in the way that he did. I mean, he was clearly pissed off, obviously, and then to backflip, I think, is embarrassing.
And Ben Hunt even came out saying,
Yeah,
I wish he played. And it was going to be Ben Hunt's spot.
yeah,
So, and then the next day, and this is where I'm like, okay, Adam Reynolds is lying. He's like, no, it was my call.
yeah.
And the PR sweep up job there is crazy. Like, there's no, like, Adam's credit to Adam. He didn't want the attention to be on him in this kind of way and be, and put more pressure on Madge in the club, especially because he's probably going to be working there.
I think he did,
I
actually.
don't-
In the moment, in the heat of the moment, I think
He
he
might have been
actually
disappointed,
did.
but then he's okay, either someone's got to him
Yeah.
or he's realized, oh, geez, I didn't mean it to be this big. Which
Yes.
is, you play for the Broncos, it's always going to be this big.
Yeah.
That's absolutely. I don't believe anything Adam said there.
No.
No, I'm sorry.
That's
Players lie.
That's obviously a lie.
Even though I just said I believe all players.
and the fact that it was about Madge too.
I know the hypocrisy, the
Oh.
inconsistency from me.
I love
Terrible
this.
here.
On on another note, though, we and I know that I'm flogging a dead horse
Yeah.
with it, and I do a weekly check in with every new signing just to check
Okay.
if the PNG are contenders yet.
Yep.
Another their number 7, well, not their number 7, signing number 7, the reserve number 7, Joey Manu. Huge addition. Obviously going to probably be their fullback unless, I mean, I don't know how it's going to work. I know AJ Brinson is well and truly in their sights, and whether he's at centre or he's fullback and Joey Manu is a better fit at centre for that team, who knows? It's probably going to depend on how the rest of the roster, shapes up. I am thinking now, my first thought was that surely that can't be the reserve number 7 that they've been hyping for so long.
I was going to say, I was like, if Joey Manu was this hyped up 007, that is a bit of a letdown. Not to just disrespect Joey Manu, who's an amazing player, but he doesn't have the star power that we were expecting when we were thinking 007.
I think my theory on it was, this is a stretch, but when I was talking about it with Drew, I was like, I think that wasn't the plan. There was a plan to sign him. He was in their roster plans,
Yeah.
but I think that there might have been a bit of external pressure. Perhaps there was competitive tension. Maybe he didn't want to wait for however long in order for it to be in this special order, and he just wanted to get his contract sorted, and so they had to do it because he was a risk of walking.
I agree with that, Reed.
And then now they're like, okay, well,
let me introduce you, 008.
yeah, I think there's going to be a little bit of that. I still think they've got a big name.
Sometimes you take risks though with like,
of course, I still believe in my heart of hearts, and we can touch on this point again because I wanted to clear up any sort of confusion.
Yes. Okay.
When discussing this
All right.
last week, but I still do think that when the opportunity arises to sign their halfback, that it'll be a big name.
So just because a couple of listeners reached out to me saying, "Hey, what did Alex mean?" Because you merged your opinion on it with what you know to be true.
Yes.
Well, what you've heard. Sorry, not true.
And this is why I was so careful with trying.
I know
to
you were
qualify
too
it, 'cause
careful.
I
Though,
was.
that was
I kept worrying this would happen.
Yeah.
But I'm happy.
So what I'm asking is, what is your what is it that you've been told?
I'll be really clear.
Yeah. Great.
So to remove any doubt, it is as simple as I do not, from what I understand, Nathan will not leave the NRL to go play abroad. He will not be playing. He will not be code switching.
Won't go to Super League.
Nope. He
Okay.
won't go to Super League. It's not. He doesn't need to be closer to Mary. I think that what will happen is, I think Mary may put her football career on hold temporarily.
Oh.
I think she may come back here to join Nathan. I think they may be considering, the prospect of starting a family together, and I think that a lot of those decisions will inform what Nathan does next, career wise. And then the leap that I made, and my own personal opinion on the situation and my read, is that Ivan is going to. I think that bringing Jet to Penrith was a calculated move. I think that it's going to give him an opportunity to play alongside Nathan for one more year, get really, really upskill, get up a steep learning curve. And I think there's going to be I'm romanticizing a little bit, but I believe that there could be a passing of the torch that happens next season. And then a new Cleary takes over Penrith, Ivan leaves, Nathan leaves.
Yeah.
And I think that PNG is a great destination
Yeah.
for him for a number of reasons. And I think it offers a chance for Mary to be in Papua New Guinea as well. And these are all just theories.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's you hypothesizing. But what you have been told that we're not saying is fully true is that it's less likely that Nathan goes over, but that Mary comes home. That's the key thing. And then you've gone, well, that opens up options for Nathan.
Yes.
Within the region.
Yes, that's right.
Yep. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
And
I do think on your hypothesis that your desire, like Alex is so desperate for this Chiefs team to be the best team ever. Like he loves the idea of the fantasy of it all.
Yes.
And so you have to admit your bias for that is informing a little bit about your Nathan hypothesis.
To a certain extent,
Yeah.
but then I'm not being completely unreasonable when I think about the fact that who actually like what.
No,
teams,
I get you, mate.
What teams in the NRL really
Yeah.
are going to be landing Nathan and and are going to be able to afford Nathan? Think about the fact that if Penrith win the premiership this season, Nathan's like, you can't even put a price on
He's
Nathan.
invaluable, isn't he? There's not a figure.
And there is really only one team, and there's like 10 reasons to do it, and there's like 3 reasons not to, and then there's like no reasons to do any other team. Yeah. And Ivan doesn't want to. I just think he's not. I just see it. I just think that it's a.
Right. Well, I'm glad we cleared that up because
Yeah.
you were too careful that people weren't quite sure what you were saying.
I'll be very clear. There is no guarantee any of those things happen, but I can tell you beyond a shadow of a doubt that there'd be like a 1% chance that he leaves the NRL.
Cool, great.
On the Chiefs,
Yes.
though, what do you think of the roster so far now? Like they've got their first 7 signings.
Really glad it wasn't Nathan.
Yep.
I just don't think the Chiefs. I think the blowback, the uproar will be crazy if it's Nathan Cleary. So I'm hoping that they don't.
Okay.
Just because that's just insane.
Mm-hmm.
And also forwards do exist, Michael. Michael Chamis, if you're listening, forwards do exist. Well done on assembling the Avengers so far, but forwards do exist. It's okay if you want to sign a superstar forward because all you're doing is signing backs right now. Now, of course, he's going to end up filling that roster, but can we get a superstar forward signed soon? I didn't have a chance because of I was in the car too long. I'll bitch about the traffic later, but I didn't have a chance to weigh up who's really off contract for 2028. I think we're talking guys like Max King. I can't remember any other superstar players. I think the fella from up at the Dolphins might be available.
Fledger? Yeah,
you can sign a forward. So the only thing is, like, are the Chiefs a great squad yet? No, because they don't have any forwards. But are they signing great players at the moment? Yes. Here is now, though, something that I will say about the Chiefs that is becoming more evident with all these signings. Yes, they're big names. Yes, they're excellent players. But this is very likely to be their last ever contract that they're signing, which shows that they're a bit older. It shows that they're not this sprite young team. In fact, they're mostly signing players who have already achieved what they needed to achieve in the game. So they've signed
I'm okay with that.
Manu, To'o, Luai. Watson still has more to achieve, but he's at the end of his career. Lomax probably is the one who will be most motivated, hasn't got a premiership, but then we've got a lot of winners there. So it that could undermine the champion mentality to make them contenders for the premiership.
So you're worried about age?
I'm worried about age. I'm not worried about it. I'm just saying if there's a way to criticize this or point out the vulnerability of the signings, it would be the age, which comes with experience, which is good. But we're not seeing any young, sprightly up-and-comers getting signed right now.
I'm less worried about that for 2 reasons. The first one is I look at this whole PNG thing as this is a one and done situation. That this is a springboard to launch the team into everyone's consciousness.
Yes.
And then they'll have 1, maybe 2 swings at it, and then it'll be disassemble and build a new, more reasonable team. And, the whole age problem is like, okay, yeah, you're signing, people that in 2 years' time are going to be a little older. Of the 7 players they're signed, the average age right now is 30.4.
Right now, which means they'll be 32.
No.
Okay.
When
they're
they
30,
start,
yeah.
it'll be 30.4 in their first.
That will be the oldest squad.
Yeah, so the oldest squad prior to that was
Manly, probably 2 years ago.
No, it was the Cowboys.
Yeah.
I don't know which year. I don't have which year right in front of me.
Yeah.
It was the Cowboys at 27.4.
Yeah,
that's the oldest average.
Manly
age.
was pretty close to that 2 seasons ago. Yeah, so that's a huge jump.
Yes,
Yeah.
But then you have to consider the fact that, okay, but those 7 players they drag that average is high.
Yeah.
The average age of teams in the league is about 26, and so there are lots of teams in the NRL. Just take the Roosters, for example, where you have your DCEs, your Tupos, your Tedescos, your Radleys, and a few others who are 30, 33, 38, 36, that drag your average up. But then if you've got a bunch of 21 to 24-year-olds in that, they'll bring the average right down. I think that it'll probably be as simple as a lot of their signings now. You get a bunch of Hudson Youngs in there, your 25, 26-year-olds, and maybe a bit younger. And you can bring that average right back down to 27, 28, right where, teams like the Roosters sit that have those older vets as part of the squad, and they can still be competitive. You look at the Roosters right now, their best players are all old, and they're still top 3 in premiership contention squarely. I think that's how the PNG will come together, and they only really need to compete for 2 years.
Yeah, but I still don't think... Okay, it's a good argument, like, that you do need experience. So if they sign younger players, that will bring the age down.
Yeah.
I'm just saying I can only go right now on
of course,
what
right
they've
now.
signed,
Yeah.
and I think it might be just a little too old. I think everyone loses a yard of pace. I think it's fair to say Luai's not in good form.
Mm-hmm.
But
if you were establishing like the Roosters today, and someone said to you, all right, I'm signing DCE, Tedesco, Daniel Tupou, Connor Watson, Victor Radley, are you thinking, oh God, I'm a bit stressed out about that?
No, you're right. Yeah. No, they're still great players. I'm just saying what
I'm not
would be the
trying to gotcha.
vulnerability?
I'm actually...
No, what would be the vulnerability of... You're making good arguments. Not gotcha. It's just a good argument. That I agree with what you're saying as well. I'm just saying that would be the vulnerability if they keep signing stars that are old.
Yeah.
Do they have the same hunger? Do they have the same ability?
Yeah.
Experience does count for a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And like you said, if you sign those Roosters players, you'd be like, wow, this is a good team. So I just don't think it'll be premiership contenders. I mean, let's see the forward pack. But right now, I'm not feeling like, okay.
Still not there.
No.
Okay.
No.
That's very interesting.
Some good outside backs. Really good outside backs.
Yeah. Really good. That's...
Well, really good centres and wingers.
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
Okay.
Fullback and the spine isn't up there right now. If you play Manu at fullback, which I don't think you will.
No, I don't think.
Yeah. So at the moment, no.
But he's not an exceptional fullback, Manu.
Well, actually, he could be, but he never really played there, so we don't know.
He did for New Zealand.
Yeah.
And set a record actually for run meters. Most
all
time.
Yeah. Cool.
Oh, come on. Oh, cool.
Matt Duffy was getting epic run meters 6 weeks ago.
What, historic? Like the best ever?
Like high 200s.
That's not historic. I think Manu ran for like 400 meters as a fullback.
Yeah.
In a World Cup.
Come on, Al. You're not choosing one game to go, he's a great fullback.
No, he has. He's had a...
Also, that's the hard... Like, the fullback, in terms of being a great fullback, it's the creating try-scoring opportunities. That's the key.
Which he did. Yeah. I think that... I'm going to circle back at a later date because I don't have any of the information in front of me. I need to look into it a bit more. Correct me if I'm wrong, but there was serious calls at a time when they were like, "Fuck, we need Manu to be playing fullback for the Roosters." There were calls to say,
I'm saying he could be one, but he wasn't proven. I think it's fair to say he wasn't proven as a fullback.
What counts as
100 games being a great player at fullback, like winning a comp at fullback. Leading a team into the top 4 at fullback, I think that's not unreasonable to say that they're the qualifiers to know if they're going to be a great fullback. Could he be one?
That's such a tough threshold. No,
it's not. Not for the superstar, not for being like an epic fullback. No way.
How many fullbacks have won a comp in the NRL in the last 8 years.
Well, I did qualify with top 4. So,
Okay.
so like, is Manu going to be the same level as Tedesco, Edwards, Walsh, Tom Trbojevic, Hamiso Tabuai-Fidow? We don't know. Not yet. Not proven is what I'm saying.
Okay. I mean,
I'm saying he could be. I'm just saying.
I respect the opinion. I just feel like that is such a tough line in the sand to draw for a guy that has never had a bad game playing fullback in his career. Like I can't think of one where everyone was like, "Fuck, is he really cut out for fullback?" They're all calls for him
I
to
think
move
he
from
could
center.
be. Yeah, but there's the calls, but he couldn't dethrone Tedesco. So there's not a
The
body.
second greatest.
There
of all
is not a
time.
body of work. One game for New Zealand is not a body of work.
It's
So
not one. Okay.
so that would be like me saying your argument of like, okay, he got 400 meters once, so it means he's
No,
going to be a
it's
great
not.
fullback. Is like me saying once he faked an injury, so he's a cheat.
No.
Remember that match where he faked the injury to score the try, the grubber for the
Yeah,
try.
I do remember that.
So we're getting really micro in our evidence.
Yeah.
I'm saying he could be. There's just not enough body of work to determine if he would be a superstar fullback, and therefore I'm not convinced the Chiefs are a premiership contenders because they don't have an elite spine right now. They may.
We're going to revisit this next
Yeah.
week.
Yeah.
I think that you're probably right in that he doesn't end up there. I think they're going to go after a what's the word I'm looking for? Like not a specialist fullback, but someone that's
A proven one.
no. Hey, you made the threshold like winning comps as though Tom Trbojevic or
that's top 4 is actually what I said. But that's what I'm trying to say. Like, it's okay. I'm not hammering Manu. I'm just saying he's not a proven elite fullback. And we were talking about all what made them contenders. Their centers and wingers are elite.
Yeah.
Their half is elite, but he's having a tough time.
If PNG land hammer,
that's going to
fullback.
be massive. Yeah.
Contenders?
Need to see 9, 7, and 6.
Wow.
I need to see 9, 7, and 6. Yeah.
That is Egan at 9?
Yeah.
Contenders?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm genuinely trying to
Egan,
find like the threshold
Egan,
that pushes
Luai, Manu, and you could literally have a junior halfback, and I'd say contenders.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm saying
okay.
75% of the
So
spine.
you really
is
are
really
waiting.
solid.
Okay, I get it.
Yeah.
That makes sense. On to oh man. Sometimes our chats are so good. I really like them. So
Yeah.
Coming up on this round of footy, there's a couple of big games, but something that's interesting is the trial this Thursday. The NRL will test the new kickoff rule in the Broncos vs Storm at Suncorp. Under the change, a team that concedes any points can choose to kick off or receive. So it's meant to address the lopsided point swings and sort of increase unpredictability. What are your thoughts?
I haven't found anyone that is respected in the game that thinks this is a good idea outside of Wayne Bennett, who possibly might be engineering some political things within the NRL and is choosing to be positive here. So allegedly, so he can get
his wife's
traction
watching this right now.
I know his wife thinks I'm the biggest flogger in the game. So, or his partner. I don't know if they're married. So, outside of Wayne Bennett, no one thinks this idea is good, and Wayne may have some other reasons why. Maybe he's trying to get something happening elsewhere. So this is a stupid rule. It would remove the Broncos' comeback against the Raiders last season. It would remove so many great comebacks that happen in our game. No one is asking for this. The only good thing about the kickoff trial is that this stupid new rule that the NRL are trying to make happen is actually getting tested. Whereas the other stupid rules that they rolled out this season had no analysis and testing with actual games. So that's the only positive, and I will commend the NRL that it's okay to try something, actually. If it's just trial it so we can all throw it out. The problem I have is that Peter V'landys is stubborn with his ideas, and this is always the problem with a powerful visionary, is that most of his ideas are amazing, have revolutionized the game, have done brilliant things, but it means that there's going to be times when they have stupid ideas, but they're very stubborn in what they're trying to achieve, that they stick with it. I really hope Peter sees the light here, sees the trials, hears the feedback, and we scrap it. It's never the solution to fix broken rules is not a new rule. Just get rid of the rule you implemented that was broken.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
Thank you.
I really disagree with the need. Like, I hate introducing new rules because of also what it does. Like, this is maybe a lighter example, and there could be more extreme ones. But introducing rules that can then start to sully what achievements have been, made. Like, it happens in every sport. In basketball, when they were talking about, well, we'll extend the 3-point line and we'll do this.
Yeah.
Players get better at the sport, and therefore we need to be tinkering. And I'm like, how hard are we supposed to make it? And then what does that say about the achievements of players in this era? You can now no longer compare.
Yeah.
So I hate it for that reason. But that's selfish because, some people don't even care about doing those comparisons. But me, just from a media perspective, I'm like, no, I can't.
Greatness,
All my talking points.
I don't care about that. I just care more like it's rewarding the losing team. It's also like a fundamental rule in our game getting tinkered with. If you're worried about momentum swings, maybe reduce the set restart area and encourage your referees to blow penalties when they are penalties instead of letting them call as many set restarts as they want.
This round, though,
Yes.
with the exception of the Broncos, so they'll try the new rule.
Yeah.
We've got a few interesting games. Broncos and Storm could actually be a pretty good watch.
Yeah, I think it could be.
Hughes is back.
Yeah.
Broncos are trying to go out on somewhat of a high.
Yeah.
Broncos
clearly want to win this because they're not playing Reynolds.
No, yes, that's right. We'll roll that into a Penrith Bulldogs matchup, which is pretty interesting. Roosters Dolphins as well.
Yeah, that's cool.
Which is going
much
to be
better weekend of footy than the one that's just been.
Way better. And then Warriors Knights as well. So a couple of really
good.
Good games there.
But only one of them is going to have the kickoff, which will be the Broncos. Which who would have thought at the beginning of the season that the Broncos Storm was going to be the one where we trialed the shit rules on the shit teams?
Yeah, not
Perham did really well for
not Eagles Dragons.
No, because we still have a chance. Go Manly, Fosball
lives. Is there a chance?
Yeah, mathematically we're generally a chance because so much needs to happen. The Bulldogs need to lose one of two. Souths and Cowboys, I think, both need to lose both.
So then my ladder predictor could be correct.
Could still become correct. Yeah, that would be crazy. It won't happen.
So now you're rooting against Manly.
Oh no, I'm just saying it won't because
I know.
Yeah, but Storm was mine anyway. But I just think I agree with Gus Gould on this take of if you start talking about mathematical possibility, there is no possibility.
That's a good point. With that said,
okay,
I really want to talk to you about something that I've been working on.
Okay, love this. You did say to me pre-episode that you were pretty excited.
I am excited about this. And I think this is something we can revisit now for the next couple of weeks until the finals start.
Can I just say, I can tell work's gone into this, and I just find it hilarious. Like, you run a business, multi across nations, maybe a dozen different sporting arms. This one is one of the smallest ones. And take all that into consideration of how much is on this man's plate as he does a deep dive on whatever the heck he's about to do.
So, for context, I had a commute. Don't mention this to me. I had a commute on Sunday afternoon.
Okay, yeah.
It was a long drive. I was in the car for about 5 hours, and then I had another 4 hours of sort of just waiting around, fucking around. But I had about a 9-hour block, and I'm like, you know what? I have some time to kill. I'm going to punch this out. I'm curious. I want to see. So that produced Sharp introducing the.
Wait, it's Brandon.
It's called Sharp. Introducing Sharp version 2.2.
2.2? Iterations on the 9 hours.
I've already done iterations. I was tinkering last night and on the way in this morning. We've got the NRL Premiership profile model.
Okay.
So, the purpose. Sharp is a 0 to 100 index designed to identify which NRL teams have built the strongest regular season Premiership profiles. It's not probability of winning. It's a score, that out of the 100. So, a score of 85 means a team has achieved 85 points on the model's 100-point theoretical scale, not that it has an 85% chance of winning, just to be clear.
So what does 85 mean then? The most likely? Like, it's a ranking?
It is like if you were to have 100 points, your team would have the perfect Premiership profile.
Yeah.
In that you have it's unshakable likelihood of winning a Premiership, all the markers.
Yeah.
In order to achieve that, by the way, you need to have effectively won every game of the season.
Yeah. Okay.
So it's no one's going to get 100. But at that point, it's sort of like if someone has gone undefeated in an NRL season, are they winning the Premiership? We've never seen it, but that would probably happen.
Yeah. Okay.
Here, let me give you the formula.
Okay.
So, it takes in, these are the components that it brings into the equation. Defense, and I'll explain them. Defense, premiership gate, margin, elite opposition, luck/sustainability, recent form, ELO, and exceptional peak. Now, what those mean? You've got defense. It's it basically just rewards teams whose defensive performance is at a premiership level of football. I'm going to put the equation up on the screen.
Okay. And does that mean like missed tackles, conceded tries?
Correct.
Okay.
And points
Ineffective
allowed.
Yeah,
Points allowed.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Then there's the championship gate. So that captures whether the
What's
team's overall season sits inside the established contender zone rather than relying on one standout statistic. So you need to have a healthy spread.
So it's a weighting of all the other categories.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yes. Then there's the margin. So, it rewards sustained scoring dominance. Winning comfortably is treated as stronger evidence than repeatedly surviving close games.
Okay.
The elite opposition, performances against the top 6 opposition, incorporating both result and points differential in those matchups.
And that's each season.
That's in the season.
Yeah.
In the one season. So you only look at it in one season at a time.
Okay.
The luck sustainability factor is it tests whether the win-loss record is supported by the team's underlying scoring profile rather than an unsustainably strong record in marginal games.
Yep. Okay.
And then the last 3, you've got recent form, which is simple, captures the late season sort of trajectory without allowing a short stretch to erase the full season. And then ELO, the opponent adjusted team strength, so the results are interpreted in the context of opposition quality. Lastly, exceptional peak, and this is an important one, it preserves evidence from genuinely extraordinary sustained winning runs. So no credit begins until a 10-game winning streak is achieved in a season.
For the exceptional one.
For the
Yeah,
you
okay.
get so if
So
you're
we're
a team
thinking
that's
Panthers in 2020.
19-game win streak, that gives you a considerable boost.
Okay. Yeah.
So that's the formula.
But the Roosters wouldn't this season. 9 doesn't help with
nine
Yep.
misses.
Yeah, and which
is
matches
important.
up when you lose to the Tigers. Yeah.
Correct. So I ran this for this season.
Okay.
And then I wanted to compare. In order to get a sense of its accuracy, I ran it for the last 10 seasons.
Okay, great.
These are the results that it produced.
Wait, okay.
Actually, you know what?
Yeah.
I'm curious.
Get me in on this, yeah.
Now that I've given you the breakdown of the formula, give me a sense of the type of teams in the seasons that you think it's like.
So this is the past 10 seasons?
Yes.
Okay,
2016 to 2025.
Let me ask you, how many times did the highest premiership profile win the comp out of those 10 seasons?
Out of the 10, 6 times they won the comp.
Surely Broncos aren't one of those.
No, Broncos are definitely not one of those.
Okay.
And they have the lowest score of any Premier.
Okay. All right. Well, it's matching the gut check of they just had a great streak and Reece Walsh dominated. Okay, so I'm guessing. What did you? I'm guessing which teams won each year.
Yeah.
What got the highest? Okay. Well, let me just go back. Oh, actually, I'm going to skip 25 for a sec because it was a bit misleading.
Yep.
24 Panthers.
24. Correct.
23 Panthers.
Correct.
22 Panthers.
Correct.
21 Panthers.
Correct.
20 Panthers.
Correct.
Okay.
Very good. Very good run. Very good run.
Okay, so it matches up so far.
Yep.
Okay,
Yep.
but is it Panthers? Is it Panthers bias? Is what I'm.
No,
well,
no. It takes names. There's no names, and it doesn't
say
have
6 of 10, and I've just named 4. So
you've got 4. You've got 4 so far,
and it's possible that
it's gone 4-1 so far.
Okay,
because Melbourne obviously won 2020.
Yeah. 2019.
Yep.
Well, from memory, the Roosters had a terrible season in 2019, or it might have been 2018. I think it was 2019 that title. I was just remembering an interview with Luke Keary.
Mm-hmm.
So it wasn't going to be the Roosters.
Oh my goodness, you might go on a generational run. You might. Who needs the model? You're here. This is good.
But now we're testing. I really got into footy around that time, so now we're testing my ability to.
You'll do it.
No. 2018, the Roosters played Storm.
Correct.
2017.
No, you. So who'd you say 2019? You said Melbourne then, Storm 2019.
Yeah.
So then you're on 2018.
2018.
You can do it.
No, I
You're about
can't
to.
think.
I think this is a clinic. Think about what you would just think about your own rationale that you had for 2018.
Yeah, but I can't remember the teams I can't even remember who the grand final was. Was it Roosters Storm?
Mm.
No. Was that the Raiders game?
No, that
That was 2019.
Raiders game was 2019.
I can't remember, dude.
So I'll give you the last. What about?
Wait, let me do 2016.
You
It
can do
definitely wasn't Sharks.
Definitely wasn't
Wasn't
Sharks.
Sharks. Okay.
Correct. Who do you think 2016 was?
Well, my real smoky was Dragons, but they fell. I think they fell off in 2016. I'm just trying to recall. So 2016, I can't remember. Storm.
Yes.
Yeah. So 2017 Storm.
Yes. You accidentally got almost all of them right except for one.
Who was 2018?
2018 was Roosters.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So it was
no, they
correct.
were. Yeah.
So and then 2025.
Well, okay.
You'll get this. You accidentally go 9 of 10. I'm so sure of it. You knew that Brisbane weren't number one, so you've taken them out of the equation. Who's next on your list?
How did that season go? So Panthers had a late run. Bulldogs suffered. Oh, well, Canberra were amazing. They had a really good run. I think they only lost 5 games. And they were minor premiers. But they conceded a lot of points. So if I'm thinking about your model.
You're on the ball.
Yeah.
You're really on the ball.
So who came second? Storm.
Yes.
Oh, there you go.
So the last years were.
I'm pretty happy with that.
You did exceptionally well. Way better than I thought you were going to do. 2016 Melbourne, 2017 Melbourne, and then Roosters, Melbourne, Penrith, Melbourne, and then the interesting findings in this, and this is why I'm actually genuinely impressed, and I have a reasonable amount of confidence in this model.
Yeah.
It's identified a few things. Firstly, it had in 2016 it had Cronulla as third, but Cronulla would have been fifth, and the only thing that moved it up to third was the fact that they had the 15-game win streak in the middle of the season. Yeah. So it gave it that and that's their club's record.
Yeah.
So it's things like that tell me like the model is like functioning, as it should. 2020, when you look at all the teams in the top 2, so it was either they were the premiership favourites or they were number 2 for the Sharp model. All of them except for Cronulla and Brisbane were the picks. They won the premiership.
Wow. Yeah.
So I was pretty impressed with this. Yeah. A couple of other things to note. 2025 was actually a historically flat year for club performance across the board.
Yeah.
So there was
that makes sense considering the rule changes and how chaotic it's been.
Every team was actually subpar.
Yeah.
The top Sharp score was Melbourne with a 74.09, which
really
isn't even in the conversation.
Wow.
Canterbury were next with 69.61. Brisbane 68.71. Canberra 66.49. And this makes sense because it's
sorry, but they're not the top 4.
They're the top 4 in 2025.
2025. Sorry, I got confused.
For Sharp.
26.
No,
yeah,
for Sharp.
Okay. Yeah.
And then Penrith were 59.26.
Sorry, I was.
And all of that makes sense because you're like, well, Melbourne made a grand final. Brisbane were able to get there off
generational run of Walsh. Yeah.
Canberra out in straight sets
Yeah.
as fourth, and with a 66.49, you're not even in contention. But then that's it just goes to show that season record doesn't have anything to do with it.
Okay, so can I throw something at you though? That after all your probably 39 hours of work on this, my gut though is that not a more reliable indicator than the Sharp model. If you just finished top 2.
No, because as example, Canberra finished one, and they were fourth on this model, and their score was so low that historically they wouldn't even be in premiership contention, and then they didn't end up being at all.
Yeah.
So some of the interesting takeaways. Number 1, top 3 is the key signal.
Okay. Yep.
2021 is the completed season benchmark. So Penrith had a 94.11.
Wow.
That's the highest completed season score in the sample, with Melbourne at a 92.88. So it's sort of the clearest historical example of 2 teams sort of super tier. A low absolute score can only win in context. So scores about below 70 can only win in the context of a 2025 season where everyone's below 80.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, gotcha. If everyone's underperforming, 75 is good.
Yes,
okay.
that's or a 68 will still get the job done historically. Now,
Okay, yes. Come on,
2026.
Yes.
We're here.
So what we've
You've
done,
got
what
all
we've
the
done, we've gone through that to verify, to show that your model is reliable. That's what? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
This is what the model has produced for 2026. Here is our rankings.
Okay, let's go.
I'll start from 5th place.
Okay. Wait.
Fifth.
Give everyone
Actually-
a beat just to guess.
Okay.
So
You might get this right, actually. I want you to get... You've done so well.
5th place is going to have to be the Dolphins. No?
Not quite.
They're 4th.
Yes.
Okay. Oh, I
know.
can see by the joy in your face that it's the Sharks.
Sharks. A 60 point... A 60...
just knew. When you smiled, he really hates the Sharks, this guy.
A 60.51. Doesn't...
Okay. Then we
doesn't
go
get the job right.
Dolphins.
Dolphins.
At what?
62.49.
Lower. What was the Sharks?
60.51.
Oh, 60.51. I thought it said 65.1. Okay.
Dolphins 62.49.
Okay. So then I'm just thinking about its points conceded. It's margins of victory. It's did you beat top 6 teams?
And did you lose to bottom
teams? Okay. Well, number 1 I'm going to say is Penrith.
Correct.
Yeah, because
Penrith produced an
their losses.
88.44.
Wow, that's crazy.
Even with
a loss to Roosters, Warriors, but they were because of your model, they were narrow defeats for those teams that won them, so that skews it.
Yes.
And then their other losses have been to not great teams.
Yep.
Okay, then 2nd or 3rd margin of victories. I'm just going to say Roosters and then Warriors. Is that right?
It's Warriors.
Okay.
At 86.58.
Wow.
Very, very high. And then Roosters, 68.78.
Wow. So you're saying your model is saying that based on all the data available that helps predict premiership likelihood, it's Panthers and Warriors and then
and
Daylight.
Then the field. Yeah.
Wow.
It's a 17-point drop, which is the largest drop. There really hasn't been an example where a team has gone on to win with a drop of that size.
The thing I'll say is that because of this season, which I thought you were talking about before, is that this season has gone through so many ups and downs in terms of rules and what's going on with the competition that it causes me to think that actually the Warriors are in the better stead than the Panthers because the Panthers had such a lightning start to the year.
Yes, so it's a bit unfortunate. I thought that the Warriors would actually come out number 1. Again, the only things that push Penrith ahead are some very, very convincing wins across the season. Beating the Tigers by 66 points helps them a lot.
But that's why I thought the Roosters would be up there more because of their dominant victories.
This is the problem with the Roosters, and this is when we can kind of get into sort of premiership likelihood here.
Yeah,
this is the what the data is saying is that the Roosters really let you down in so many other areas in such a massive way that even wins against Penrith and historic wins against teams like the Cowboys who are in the top 8. They're still kind of middle of the road.
Yeah, and well, that's fair. I understand that though because they've actually not played great and just won, and so the margins wouldn't be massive. From memory, they're a second half team. They clawed back a few games they shouldn't have won. The Bulldogs would be a good example. A bounce of a ball got them that win.
So there's really not an example in the last 10 seasons where there have been sides equally as dominant as each other in the top 2, where then a third stringer comes along. Usually it'll be like one was maybe good and then there were 2 and 3 were sort of similar and not very good and then one lucks it out. But there are never 2 dominant sides like Penrith and Warriors who then get rugged by a Rooster side to win the premiership.
So it's really a 2-horse race.
It looks like it's a 2-horse race, but where this gets interesting for me is I'm thinking like odds-wise, a Penrith Warriors grand final right now is paying $4.50.
Interesting. Okay. All right. I see where you're going. Yeah.
Warriors to make the grand final is $2.25. I mean, these are interesting bets to be thinking about when you look at a model like this.
If Warriors finish first, they're most likely going to the grand final. It would have to be a choke to not.
Yeah.
Because they'd be probably playing either the Dolphins or Sharks at home.
Yeah.
And then the loser of Panthers Roosters.
Yes. So I think that it's only round 25. There's still 2 more rounds, and that's going to change the data. But
True.
I'm going to track this, and
Okay,
then
cool.
I
We'll do a
think
sharp update.
we do a sharp
episode.
update, and then
Yeah.
heading into the finals, we see how it goes. But if you want an early indication on, where the money should
Yeah.
go right now, Penrith and Warriors, it's not like this is an anomaly and they've just done well, and we're going to see a Canberra or a Sharks
Yeah.
situation.
Yeah.
They are genuinely they have a premiership profile through and through, and the Roosters are really not even in
Well,
contention.
it makes a lot of sense to me when I talk. I've copped a lot of heat this week talking about boring versus exciting footy. I think Penrith and the Warriors play very boring footy, and what I mean by that is it's not that they're not exciting to watch. I mean that their base, the way they play the game is back three out of yardage, kick to the corner, lightning quick line speed from your big middle, suffocate the team until they break down, and then you can start being expansive. It's a much more consistent, predictable kind of footy and disciplined and regimented, and that's why you can have the next man up because a player can come in and just do it. Whereas the Roosters, they are more the magician, exciting footy of like, how did they win that game? Oh, it's because Mark Nitawase did some insane move.
Yes.
Or Cherry Evans had a blinder or something like that. Or the ball bounced the right way so Fekete can score. That it's not disputing that they're not an excellent team. It's just that they're much more unpredictable.
Yes.
And so it makes sense. And I think it just goes to the argument of there is a style of footy to play. There is a system to follow that makes you a very good team. And last year also the Bulldogs had it.
Yes.
So, but they just had less, maybe lower quality cattle. So, okay, that's really interesting.
I found it really fascinating. I think it's a good indicator. I think we track it and we just see where the finals takes us from here. But I lost confidence in the Roosters already. The model had already done that, but then the loss to the Tigers confirmed that.
Yeah.
And now, in order for the Roosters to get back into that game, it was a lot of like Marky Mark doing something freaky, and like you said, things that you can't really predict. And I don't like that for premiership winning football. I really just don't. So
yeah, I'm with you. I think Warriors are favourites. Probably. I'm still torn. Like I can't just keep changing. But this is the thing: as new information comes to light, you can change your prediction. So I do think, I guess, Panthers are second, and then third. Panthers would have won by 50, by the way, if they didn't have 7 men sent off.
Yes, yeah.
They were killing.
Yes.
So, Panthers, and then I still think the Roosters could do something because of what they did against the Panthers. They did turn up and play Panthers footy and won.
They did. Yeah.
Without Teddy.
Did Teddy not play that game?
No, Ramsey did.
That's unbelievable. I totally didn't even consider that. Wow. Look, I just want to see how things go from here. I'm not discounting the Roosters, but one thing I would ask you, a quick question, before we go, do you think that if the Roosters win this premiership and James Tedesco is Clive medalist and he's Dally M fullback of the year again, and he's got another Origin under his belt this year, and match-winning try, etc., where does Teddy sit in all-time fullback conversation? Billy Slater's been the consensus all-time best fullback in every fan poll you'll ever see for the last 5 years. But would a premiership and those accolades and what he's done this season get him into that, at least in the conversation?
I think he's in the conversation. The problem for James Tedesco is he was a part of the 8 in a row losses. He was involved in that, so that tarnishes his Origin record.
Yeah.
Even as close as this year, people were saying they should drop Teddy, even though I think his Origin legend was established when he won the game catching that ball on the try line. It's a really good argument to say he's one of the best fullbacks ever when if they do win this season and he gets the Dally M, which seems to be a foregone conclusion, although he is missing a few games towards the back end of the season.
I still think it's
I think
clear.
I think if you line it up, if the Roosters win this year, that's 3 premierships. If he gets to Dally M, is that 3 Dally M's, perhaps 4?
How's this? Yeah. If he gets it this year, it'll be 6 Dally M fullbacks of the year.
Dally M fullbacks of the year. How many Dally M players?
2. Is that 2? 2019 and 2025.
So this would be his year. If the Roosters win the comp, James Tedesco, 3 premierships. He's most likely going to get the Dally M, 3 Dally M's. That'll mean fullback of the year, 6 Dally M fullbacks of the year. Sealed was part of the unlosable Queensland Origin series that New South Wales won. He's going to be really up there. I think the problem for James Tedesco's legacy is that Billy Slater was part of the 8 in a row. And Tedesco was as well on the other side. That's what's going to stop it from being oh, he was better than Billy. But man, he's been amazing. He's getting better. He's getting better.
I think so too.
Yeah, and you know what? Sometimes he doesn't get the respect because he's from the Roosters.
Yes.
So he's from the shiny, glossy team. He just should be this good. I think it's really worth acknowledging that James Tedesco was dropped from Origin.
Yeah.
Like, that was meant to be the end of the career. And instead, he's gotten better.
Yes.
So I think we are talking about a champion and a great fullback. If they get this win this year, if the Roosters win it,
He's in the category.
he's definitely up there.
Yeah.
But it's the Origin record that hurts.
Yeah. Great. Man, this was a great episode.
Yeah, man. I loved it.
This
Love
was
the
good
sharp.
chat. Yeah. This is awesome.
Let's jump into some odds, man.
Let's get straight into it.
We're going to do something interesting in this odd segment brought to you by Bet365 Injury Protection. We're going to trial out the sharp methodology. Sumsky was very confident in it, in picking Premiership contenders. So now we're going to measure it against this weekend's round of footy. Sumsky, where are we going first?
Well, it's not technically built to do this, but it has enough data points in order to build some assumptions.
And it passed some gut check for us when we were matching it up.
It did. We wanted to check the odds and the various lines to see if it was sort of getting them accurately. Where it's landed, it's only focusing on finals teams here and technically premiership contenders or teams that it views as sort of top six.
Okay.
So we've focused in on the Panthers versus Bulldogs game.
Yeah.
The Roosters versus Dolphins and the Warriors versus Knights. Probably the three most interesting games of the round, definitely.
I'm excited for these, actually.
We've got, firstly, it's got the Panthers Bulldogs. It's got Panthers in a win with the rough score picks setting Penrith leading 26-14 in that game. And then it's got its two try scorers as Brian To'o as its most likely, with Jacob Preston as its next most likely.
So I said Brian To'o will definitely score. Penrith will win. I'm interested to see if it goes under or over. The previous Dogs-Panthers game went over.
Yes, it went over. This one, it thinks it's going to be a little bit tighter heading into finals, and it's got it at about 1 point below the line right now on Bet365. So we have...
I think Panthers are turning up for this game. I know Bulldogs have had a great run against them. I just think it's coming into finals. Penrith have got to... and it's still not Talangi playing on the left edge. Jack Cole's coming in. So I think that vulnerability that the Bulldogs exploited last time with short ball to Preston running through Talangi, I don't think that's on offer for them.
No. And we're looking at some serious value in this multi, I think, with Penrith to win under 40.5, Brian To'o to score $5.30.
That is value, dude.
I know.
Yeah.
I know. I'm pretty happy with that.
To'o's scoring, man. He's back.
I know.
Hat-trick, the 100 tries.
It's a foregone.
Yeah.
Now that we've said that, it's going to lose.
Full confidence in his method. All right.
Next one is it's a little bit tougher to pick. It's got Roosters beating the Dolphins in a 24-20 sort of shootout style game, with its most likely try scorers Billy Smith, followed by Mike
on the left wing.
Correct.
The Roosters loved going left against the Tigers.
I know. Look, I think that this... I didn't want to include the total in there because, I mean, that puts the total at 44 points. Both of these teams can score points, like when they really want to turn it on.
Yeah.
And I would hate to be rugged by like a 36-28 or something like that. I've just left the totals out of it altogether and taken Roosters to win, Billy Smith to score 260.
Love it. That the Roosters, that was just a hiccup. They're definitely one of the top three teams in the comp. This is where they really show their premiership credentials. One interesting one, which is off book, I don't have the odds on me though, would be really interesting to know the odds of halftime, full time. Dolphins leading at Roosters leading at halftime. Dolphins leading at full time, because Dolphins are a very slow starting team.
Yes.
This game, most likely, if Roosters win, it's going to be over at halftime.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like that actually. I might just off the books do that, throw that one in the mix. And then the last one, we've got Warriors versus Knights. It's got it's an afternoon game as well. We were a bit concerned.
Yeah, because with the Warriors games at home, it's often raining at night or very dewy conditions, which I was concerned that the Knights, their style of footy is very attacking, very, very well suited to dry afternoon footy. And you could see, even though they were hopeless against Manly, you could see they did score 3 tries in 10 minutes playing that kind of footy. This is because it's in the afternoon. I was nervous. I was like, oh, maybe the Knights really won't score many points. But because we're playing in the afternoon, I'm much more confident that there's going to be points scored.
And the rough score pick here is Warriors to win 32-16. Khan Pereira as the top try scoring option, Maju as the second best option. And so if we throw in a Khan Pereira try into a Warriors win into an over 47.5, you're looking at $3.10.
Yep, love it. The points are going to be scored.
Yep.
Either way, whether it's Warriors are definitely going to win, right?
And points are definitely going to be scored.
Yeah. And so either way, even if it's the last 20 minutes, that's where the Warriors could romp home, or it's just going to be a shootout. And we're going to definitely see AKP.
I like it
on the scoring sheet. Yeah.
And so feel free to kind of do your own ones as well with amalgamation.
And these are all sharp informed.
So
okay.
if this works,
yeah, we're back.
We're just running this about next week. We're loading up on everything sharp related. Shameless plug. I know it's the greatest model ever built.
Just a bit of accountability from last week. Obviously, Tedesco didn't play, so it voided our Roosters Tigers bet. But I told you, man. I told you about that line.
You were right.
That was way too big a line.
26.5. And then what was the other one that we had?
We veered away from Preston.
Man.
We finally veered away from short ball to Preston.
Which
isn't really how he scored, but he still scored.
And we got we unfortunately got rugged by
that was your fault choosing Knights.
Sloan.
Oh, Sloan. Yeah.
That was your fault.
Yeah, that was my fault.
Bulldogs and under 43.5 into Sloan. 850 though was locked.
That was the old Dragons emerged. Though,
yeah,
in my defense.
They did. The Origin Val Holmes.
My analysis of that game was
correct.
Dragons bad, very bad. Bulldogs good, very good. There was nothing else to say.
Yeah, that's fair. So we'll see how we go, and then we'll check back in next week.
Yeah, and guys, if you like this kind of stuff, please do what the algorithm loves: like, share, subscribe, definitely follow. We've been hearing some great feedback, Al.
Yes.
Hopefully, there's some good feedback for Sharp, and hopefully, everyone's on my side when it comes to players lie or don't lie, depending on what's convenient to my argument. Have a good week.
See ya.
You win some, you lose more. For free and confidential support, call the number on the screen or visit the website.